Hey, this is Andrew Brown. In this video, I want to take a look at CloudTrail. So CloudTrail is a great way for us to debug our applications, but also keep audit trails of all API actions that are occurring. So I'm going over to CloudTrail. I just want to show you by default, you're always going to have some event history here. And so I've been working in this account doing a bunch of things. I was recently working on DynamoDB, and I was actually provisioning these via CloudFormation. So it's very clear what is happening here. We can click into this, and we can get some information like the user that triggered this API call, what was the event name, the access key, not the secret necessarily, but we go down here and then we have this structure. So this is really useful when you run into issues because sometimes with CloudFormation, if you run into an issue, it doesn't always tell you all the information, but if you go into here, you're more likely to find it. So I'm not sure if I can find an example of one where it failed. There should be like let's see, delete stack might be it. No. So I know like a few times I had some issues here, like maybe this one. But anyway, the point is that I just want you to always remember that CloudTrail is something that you can go take a look at to find issues there. CloudTrail Lake was not here before, so this is definitely something new, which might be worth for us to check out. CloudTrail Lake lets you run fine-tuned SQL queries on your events. That is really convenient because it'd be really nice to be able to search across stuff. But right now, what I want to do is I want to actually set up a trail in this AWS account. I'm not in my root account, but if I was, I would actually be able to enable this so that it would track for all of my accounts. What I'm going to do is go ahead and go to my repo here. We'll programmatically turn on CloudTrail. So I'll just go type in CloudTrail AWS CLI as I'm looking for a CLI command. I'm opening up Gitpod, which has my AWS credentials ready to go. And I want to go ahead and create myself a new trail. So we'll go down here and we'll go down to examples and we'll grab one here. And I'm going to go ahead and make a new folder and we'll just say CloudTrail. Okay. And we'll make a new file here. I'm just going to call it readme.md as we're just going to manually set this up. And we'll paste it in. Just do it in the docs here today. And I'm just waiting for Vim commands to show up because it's really mucking up my typing here. And so we can set this to be multi-trail, my trail. We'll say AWS S3 make bucket S3:/ my CloudTrail AB 1212 here. So I can first create a bucket for CloudTrail logs. So that'll be step one. There we go. And then I'll just apply this here. Your name will have to obviously be a bit different because these names are unique. We could set is multi-regional. I'm working just mostly in CA Central, so I'm not really worried about it. I'm just going to explicitly set this here. But if you wanted to, you could collect everything from everywhere, which is not a bad idea. There could be some other options here if we go up to the top. So SNS topic, include global service events, is multi-regional, enable log file validation. So whether you don't want it to be tampered, so that could be a very good thing. Whether you want it to be global, so that'd be an organizational trail. That's how you'd set it there. We might want to configure it to stream to CloudWatch logs, which is not a bad idea, but right now I just want to set up a very basic trail. So let's say create trail, my CloudTrail AB, CA Central 1, and I'm going to go ahead and copy this. I'm going to just hope that this executes without issue. Incorrect S3 bucket policy detected for, okay. What do you mean? Well, we don't have anything for it. So let's go ahead here and I'm so used to just clicking through the click ops here that I'm not used to it, but use an existing bucket. Okay. Did I name it wrong? No. So just go ahead and look at this. Do we have to attach a policy or something here? Didn't put the dependency in the bucket policy when this was done. So we need a bucket policy for Do we need a bucket policy for CloudTrail? Must have a policy that allows CloudTrail to put logs into it. Okay, well, fair enough. So I guess we'll have to create a bucket policy. We'll look up AWS CLI S3 bucket policy. Because I'm not going to remember how to do that. I guess it's just the put command here. We'll go down to our examples, and we'll grab this, and we'll bring this over here as such. I'm going to go ahead and make a new file, just say bucket policy. And by the way, we'll just go ahead and set this up as basic for now. And this is the bucket policy I want to have, so I'm going to move that into here. Same thing with the README. Move that into here. I'm going to just rename this to b.json. Okay, and for our bucket policy, let's go take a look at what they're suggesting. So I'll just copy this one because this one seems like it's specific for CloudTrail, I think. It looks pretty big, so let's just take a look at what we have here. So we have ACL. I don't think we need ACL access. I think we just need the standard bucket policy. Yeah. I mean, I guess we can give it access to both. Do we need to have both or just one? Yeah, again, I'm not sure if it needs both, but I suppose that we can just set for both, which is totally fine. No, we'll take out ACL because we don't even have ACL enabled. So I'll go ahead and do this, and we need to replace this with our actual bucket arn. My bucket. Oh, where we want this to go, eh? Okay, so we'll go over here, and we'll grab our bucket name here, and we'll replace that there. And then we need to change the optional prefix. I don't want to have an optional prefix. I'll just take that out. And then down below here, we need our region. So I'm going to go CA Central 1 because that's where I'm doing everything. I'm going to need my account ID. We'll go ahead and grab it up there. We'll paste it in there. Then we need the trail name. So this one is called... Well, we haven't made it yet, but it's going to be called My Trail, assuming it doesn't mind that name. So we'll go back over to here. Good. And so this looks okay to me. We'll go back to our README. So we'll say create trail here, create bucket policy to allow CloudTrail to put to bucket. And we'll grab our bucket here. And this policy is local here, but I'm just going to go ahead and say bucket policy. We'll just make sure we cd into that directory as I'm basically nowhere right now. CloudTrail Basic. Okay, and so I'm going to just go ahead and copy this, and hopefully that puts the bucket policy without issue. This is not copying and pasting right now. I'm going to just refresh this. This is a Gitpod specific issue that I keep having, and I can't solve it, and I've talked to Gitpod, and they don't help me, so I question my life. Okay, so we'll go ahead and paste this in here, hit enter. And so let's go take a look and see if that bucket policy has been applied. We'll go ahead to S3 here, and we'll look for our new bucket, which is right here. And we'll go into permissions possibly. And so we have our bucket policy. It doesn't seem to be complaining about it, so... Okay, I don't think we have to turn on block public access. To allow, so S3 block new buckets and access points grants access to objects. I keep wondering if this means like it won't work for anything, but anyway, we'll find out here in a second. So we'll go ahead and grab our trail command, and we'll give this a go, hit enter. Incorrect S3 bucket policy is detected for the bucket. Okay, well, we'll go back over here and take a look. Let me just read this carefully. I mean, it didn't say anything in particular. Again, we did not provide this one. So, I mean, we could try to give it both and see if that resolves the issue. So So we'll go ahead and edit this. Okay, but we don't have ACL turned on, so it kind of seems silly to have that there. But we'll go here and just copy over some of the stuff. So CA Central 1 is going to be something. So CA Central 1. And then we'll grab our ID here, and then we'll grab the trail name. The nice thing is that if there is an issue, it would tell us down here below, but we're not having any issues. We'll go ahead and save that. Policy has invalid resource. Great. Where? You got to tell me where. You can't just say that it's invalid. So, I mean, I guess this is the resource, right? Oh, my account ID. This is not specified here, so we'll go ahead and supply that. Oh, maybe that was our problem. Okay, save changes. Okay. Why would it be account put object resource? Policy has invalid resource. Oh, well, it's this problem up here as well. First off, let's just take this one out because maybe we don't need the ACL. There we go. Now let's try this again. So we'll go back over here. We'll hit up. Still doesn't like it. All right, we'll go back over to our policy. We'll edit it. And I'm just going to carefully look here. So ARN, AWS S3, my, CloudTrail AB 1212, AWS logs, our actual account ID, which is up here. That's what they told us to put there. And again, we're not specifying the ACL, so I'll go back and put this in. It's just confusing because, again, it's like ACLs are old, and I would think that they would not require it. So here, I guess we're only providing access to the bucket. And then this ARN is going to be the same, so I'm going to go ahead and just copy this. Take out the trailing there. We'll save that. We'll try this again. We'll hit up. There we go. So I guess it does need the ACL. Interesting. So our CloudTrail has been created. We'll go back over to here. And we'll go into, so it's our unusual activity, not worried about that here. But we'll go over to our trails here. We can see that we've created our trail. Just notice that trail logging is off, so I guess we'd actually have to turn it on for it to work. I'm surprised that that's just not part of the command, but we'll go back here, and maybe there is a separate command to do that. I'm going to look for enable, update trail. Maybe it was part of the flag when we had it at the beginning here, and I just didn't notice it. So I'm going to go look for enable log. No, that's not what I want. I want it to enable logging. So go back over to our trail. Trail logging is turned off. Okay. Let's search for logging. There must be a separate command for this. That could be a little explanation here. So I'm just going to carefully look at this and see where that command could be. Start logging. There we go. Okay, great. So we'll go down to examples. It's as simple as that. That's nice. We'll go ahead and turn that on. So we'll say start logging. All right, and so that would start the logging. We'll go ahead and do that. Enter. Excellent. We'll go back over to here, and we will take a look at our bucket. So we haven't done anything yet, but we should probably trigger some action. So all I'm going to do is go over to DynamoDB and create a table, insert some records. We'll just use ClickOps for that. We'll create a table, just say my table. We'll just say ID here. We'll leave the sort key out of here. We'll just go with the default. We'll create that. And we'll give it a moment. Apparently, I must have not teared down a previous DynamoDB table, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm just trying to create some kind of activity here so that it will log. Okay, so I'm going to just delete this older one that I forgot to do in my last video. We'll go back over to our new DynamoDB table. We'll wait for it to provision. Here it is. We'll go ahead and explore the table. I'm going to scan. I'm going to try to insert some records in here. So we'll go into here and explore the table, and we'll create an item. We'll say hello. We'll add another attribute here, string, fruit, apple, create. We'll add another item. We'll say goodbye. We'll add a new attribute here, fruit, orange. We'll create that. That looks really good. Could we use the party queue editor for fun? We'll go ahead here and query the table. We'll query it. We get no results. That is totally fine. I do not care. I'm just trying to do anything to trigger API actions. We'll go ahead and delete this table. Or we can update it, update the settings. And we'll change something superficial. This is the update page. That does not feel like it. Edit capacity. Let's do that. And I'm going to change the capacity down to 5 units here. I'm not even sure why it's set to 10. We'll save that change. We'll edit it again. Again, just trying to make some changes here. We'll go ahead and delete the table. We'll say confirm. Okay, and so we should have some activity now. The question is, how long will it take to log? So CloudTrail, how long to log into S3? About every 5 minutes. So we're going to have to hang around here for a bit and wait for some logs. It looks like we actually already, nope, not yet. So we'll just wait till some logs appear, okay? So I'll see you back here in a bit. Okay, so I just went inside and had some crackers, and now I'm back in here, and I'm just clicking through my folders. And you can see we actually have some data in here, so that's kind of interesting. Notice they're gzip files, or we'll go ahead and do is download one of them or attempt to open them. So I'm going to download that, and then I'm going to go over to Gitpod and just drag one in and see if we can see its contents. So I'm not sure. I think for some reason Gitpod will let us just see the contents of it. Yep, there we go. And so we can see that information. This is pretty much structured the same as what we saw in the event history when we were looking at that there. So if we go back over to CloudTrail, and we go into event history, right? We click into something like this. It's basically this information, okay? So, you know, we have those records there. This is not the easiest to explore, and so there are obviously other ways that we can work with this. I'm gonna leave our trail around for now, as I would like to do a few different things, such as streaming to CloudWatch logs, or if we want to query our data. Though I do find it interesting that we have CloudTrail Lake, as previously the way that you would analyze your data is you would send it over to Athena, and you could utilize it that way. But this definitely seems to offer the same thing, but at a more convenient pace here. So that might be interesting. So we'll have to consider that. There is other things to look at for CloudTrail. So we weren't doing this, but if you go over to here and we go down below, there are different types of events. So right now we're collecting all management type events. So those are your common read and write actions that we've been expecting to collect. But there's also data events. And so data events are for things like S3, Lambda, DynamoDB, where you'll have a high level of a transactional data, or just lots of objects. So like if you tracked every API call on an object, that would fill your bucket extremely quickly. And so you actually have to turn this on to get access to it, because it gets really expensive very quickly. So that is not turned on by default, but we could easily turn that on. I'm not going to do that here today, but I just wanted to show you that those options are there. Insight events wasn't there before, so I don't remember this, but I guess this is for collecting insight data so that we can get some kind of, hey, there's something wrong with our account kind of setting here. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, I think that is sufficient for now, but we'll continue on. We'll keep that trail around and configure something different in the next video, okay? Ciao.